Tawasul project in Egypt. Now we'll start with the background of the project, the context of the project, and why we thought of having this partnership with K Institute, and who was the main stakeholders, and where it was done, and when we started it. And then I leave the floor to my colleagues from K Institute in order to present the how process and how was the whole experience, because I think they will be able more to have this insights because they were into the project. Actually, I joined the project 2 months ago, so they will have all the insights of the implementation and all the steps of it. So now we'll start with the background. Unfortunately, the presentation is not shown in my Skype, so I'll go through it on my own, and I refer to the slides while talking. So now we'll start with the background.
I'm moving the slides as you talk, so I'll try to be coherent with your
thank
words.
you. Okay, first of all, this project, Tawasul project, started in June 2018, 1 year ago, and it came to respond to the education and child protection needs of the most vulnerable children among the Syrian refugees and Egyptian host communities in Greater Cairo, Alexandria, and Damietta. And it came to support a number of 14 Syrian-led learning centers, which were many of them operating with minimal resources with low qualified teachers. And when we talk about the main barriers of education or education in emergencies in Egypt, we can see that we can set them into 3 main barriers. The first one is the access to education, and we usually respond to it through providing the cash grants. And the second barrier is the quality of education, and we usually respond to it through 2 main interventions. The first one is the teachers' training, and the second one is enhancing the infrastructure of the educational entities. When we move to the third barrier, it's about protection, and we usually respond to it through the soft component, the soft activities of related to the parents, to the children, teachers, school management, and the child protection and educational committees, community-based committees. The pilot today came under the barrier number 2, which is quality of education. One of the main trainings that were planned to be done through Tawasul project was the training for primary school teachers in crisis contexts. This training, the one developed by the Interagency Network for Education in Emergencies, it was implemented as a face-to-face TOT training in year 1 of the project, and then it was the pilot project was based on it. The pilot project came mainly as it was developed mainly to facilitate flexible access to a digital community of practice. It was like an online platform in order to have a larger number of teachers having access to the training, the tech training online throughout the whole week, and having like a discussion at the end of every week. This is a simple description for it. As you see that the tech training is mainly, I'll have now talk about the tech training, and then we'll go deep into the pilot of the online platform. The tech training, as I think many of you know, that it has 2 main parts. It's the introductory training package and the 4 core modules. As shown in slide 3, the 4 core competencies of it, it's mainly about teachers. The first one is teachers' role and well-being, and the second one is...
Sorry, can I stop you? Because I see the presentation is moving in my screen, but not in other screens. So
yeah.
Are you able? Are you able? The ones that have accessed by Skype for Business may be able to change the presentation by themselves with the arrows. Okay. People say
No,
so.
it doesn't
Yes.
happen.
It's
I
not
can't seem
happening?
to do it. No, not for me.
No. Okay. So I will change the way we saw the screen. Sorry for this inconvenience. Just wait a minute. I'll be there. It will be like really short. There's always yeah. Sorry. Let's see if I can now recover this.